All right, guys, we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna do, this is skin color first. Now, this is a bigger drawing, so it's gonna take a little more time. So I'm just gonna try to get the base coat for his skin color. Notice I'm going light. That way I don't waste a lot of this chalk all at once. Let's get this part. Those of y'all tuning in, it is pretty cold. Sub Elixir Gaming. It is pretty cold. It's like 35 degrees. It's probably colder where you're at, but for Texas, that's pretty cold. There was some ice on the the grass earlier, but I'm still out here, so it is what it is. Let me see. Let me get a better angle. Okay. That way y'all can see the details. So I'm just doing the first coat. That's why it's still pretty faint. But let me see. Where's the eyes? If I need to make the eyes bigger, I will. For now, I'll just keep it like that. And then let me build on the color I just laid in. That way it's not so granulated. And with this type of surface, you can only do so much. But, you know, it's worth a try, right? Okay. Cover some of these grooves. Did you draw the Grinch? Yeah, I drew the Grinch last week. It's actually still on this wall. See that? Yeah. So told you guys I read my comments and I post a lot. So sometimes you might not see if I've gotten to your comment or not, but I also painted the Grinch last year and I sold the painting at like an art show. That was pretty cool. All right. So now we can start on the green. So the main goal for those of y'all that are not normally watching me, the main goal is to color everything and then make it look very, very good with the details and highlights. And I hope that I can show y'all something that you guys can take with you that would help you make good art or better art than what you're making. You're from India? Shout out India. Okay, and then all right, so trying to get the colors pretty good. Luigiana. All right. The thing with this chalk is it, especially if you're wearing black, it gets all over your clothes. It's all good. All right. Bear with me, guys. It doesn't, this is not how it's going to look when it's finished. Just bear with me. It's going to look way better. But you have to stay watching to find that out. All right. So we got the green. So now we're going to use the brown to color his hair. Wario versus Luigi, who wins? I mean, Wario has to be pretty strong if he's a villain. Just depends. Are we talking Mario Kart? Depends what they draw. You know what I mean? What they get in the boxes. But you know, in a the right answer would be obviously Luigi because he's basically a main character, and everyone would want. I know Nintendo would want Luigi to win. What do y'all think? Okay, we can go ahead and add some white. Goo goo, thank you, bro. What you do with chalk is almost same as watercolor. First, you put the base color, then put the shades. Yeah, Gamer Cam, it's me, LUIGI. Um, yeah, that's why it's very important to work with a lot of mediums because you'll find that a lot of the times it's the same process. You know what I mean? Like even the artists that y'all look up to, you'll find that they do a lot of similar things based on what they're working with. These eyes are kind of on the smaller side. How to find a chalk that would kind of reach that. Like I said, guys, I'm just putting the base color for now. It's gonna look way better. Just give me some time. I'm just coloring everything right now. Then I'm gonna do the shadows, which is gonna make everything pop, and then the highlights, and then it'll be done. I agree with you, Luigi. Nice art, though, my man. Appreciate it. Looking real cool, bro. Thank you, thank you. I sub. Thank you. Those of y'all that are not sub, please hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I will greatly appreciate that. And it is about 35 degrees out here. So you'll hear me sniffling and just kindly ignore. All right, so I'm going to introduce some black now, okay? Starting with the strong shadows, and then I'll go lighter as I go. So let's see, his ear, we can do it like this, right? That'll be his ear. And you just find where the shadow's located, and then you can do your own shading to make it 3D, okay? You see that? So the job, the goal is to make Luigi 3D, right? So this will be a little darker just because it's right under the hat, which is the hat's gonna cast its own shadow. So we're just gonna do it like this. See that? Has some sort of shadow building up. Bayanu, what's good, bro? All right, so we're just building the shadows, right? You use your human paintbrush. See that? Has some shadow building up. Don't worry about this. We still got to come up with the highlights. Yes, it is chalk. Thank you guys for the love. It is chalk. I'm just doing the shadow part right now, but it is a process. So just hang in there with me. Now this is the skin tone, right? We're gonna add some shadow here too because his hat is gonna cast shadows, right? And we're also gonna come with a mid-tone to soften these shadows if they look too dark. So right now I'm just adding the shadow part and blending it, and then we're gonna work with the colors as we continue, okay? So this, because this is the top part of the eye, we're gonna add some shadow there. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. Not too crazy, but enough to blend somewhat, okay? Right here, his nose. His nose is gonna have some sort of shadow going on too. I'm gonna do that. Notice that when I'm blending his nose, because it's like a circular shape, like an oval shape, I'm blending in a way that I'm making an oval shape. See that? So I'm contouring the blending with his nose so that it stays shaped. Like I said, this is supposed to be black, but it's basically gray. So that's what is showing right now. So just, like I said, bear with me. This is the darkest color I got. This is the only color I can use for shadows, but it'll look pretty decent over time. See that? So I'm just building the shadows right now. This mustache is also going to cast a shadow. So we're going to, and mind you, if you feel like you've made a mistake, you feel like you've probably gotten too dark or too light, you can always come back to the base color. Bring the base color back in, which is, in this case, his skin tone, and then you can fix your mistakes. Oh, it looks amazing. Thank you. What's up, bro? What's up, Owl? Greg Davis, how often do you go live? I try to go live. If I could, I'd go live every day. This is gonna look dope. Thank you, Yogi Bear. Can you draw a train soon? I just covered Thomas the Train. You can see kind of like the blue from the last time I chalked this area. So I've done trains before. Luigi is Sigma Riz. Outpoke, what's good, bro? I like and sub to your channel. Thank you. Once again, guys, if you guys are not subbed, please hit the subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot, okay? All right. So right now I'm just building where the shadows might be, trying to determine. We can kind of make him smile right here. We'll just keep that for now, just like that. It'll be like his shadow of his lip. Smear that. And then this is his chin. This is also going to cast some sort of shadow. So that's the gist of it, right? Forgot to do the hat. So once again, guys, everything will need some sort of shadow, okay? Just to make it more realistic. And you kind of got to flow with the shape of the object, okay? And then once again, use your human paintbrush. Stretch the chalk where it needs to go. So it is a process, obviously. I wish I could just push a button and then art would be made, but unfortunately, I got to put in some work, you know? And everything you want to do, all the good things in life require work. So never cheap out on the work, okay? So that's good for now. Then we're going to come back with the brown. You want me to write Sigma Riz all over the wall? Nice. Thank you, Latte. All right, let's see. So now this is the mid-tone, right? This is what's going to merge the black with the skin tone. Okay. So I'm just going just under the black on his skin tone. So it's a better blend. See, it's more smoother. You can already tell. Look at the difference. See, I'm going just below the black. Everywhere that there's that I already laid black, it's going to have some of this brown in the mix too. It's the only way it's going to blend softer. Okay. Just doing the same thing here. Tying the very dark shadows with the mid-tone so that it's a softer blend. See that? See how it's softened it? Then I'm doing the same thing where I see it needs it. Then of course the ear. And then the inside of the ear is going to have some sort of brown, just like that, to kind of soften the black shadows. See how it's softened? See that? We're doing the same thing, guys. Same thing everywhere we see. Everywhere we laid black previously. So like I said, this halftone merges the black and the skin tone together because it's in between. So when they get blended, it looks like a smoother transition. You see that? Smoother transition. All right, so now we're going to add a brighter color for the skin tone so everything can start popping the way it needs to, okay? This is not white. This is like a bright peach white. So I'm going to start using this for the highlights, okay? And I'm just going to choose where the highlights should be. I'm just going to scribble it in for now and then blend it in accordingly, okay? See, so when I blend it in, it'll be way better, okay? Just picking out where the highlights will sit. Lips will have some sort of highlight. Chin, neck. His ear. And the shine from the ear. All right, now let's blend. See, it's already looking better, right? Now we blend. Remember, this is not white. White is going to be the finishing touch. White is what you lay at the very end because it's the brightest color, okay? This is just to adjust the skin tone to a brighter light. See that? Everything's being adjusted. Everything's getting a little brighter. See how everything's blending the way we want it? Let's add a little more. See, I haven't even began to blend the nose yet. Do you see the difference already, guys? See how everything's changing for the better? Because at first he was too orange, right? Now he's getting some of his skin tone back in a good way. What do y'all think so far? See that? See? Way better, right? Mario, no Luigi better. Lots of spaghetti. It's a me. Okay. So now that we brightened his skin tone, we can come back if we feel like he's a little too bright. We can come back with the base color, which is in this case orange, right? And just kind of just touch everything up a little bit so that he's not so bright. He still has some shadows going on. Like right here would be his shadowy part because this is his cheekbone, right? To give it the effect that he's smiling. And this we can kind of not bring the light here because it's already going lower, okay? But you see that? If you feel like you've gone too bright or too dark, just come back with the skin tone and it should fix the problem. See that? Kind of feeding the skin tone back in. See how clean that is? This looks a little like it needs some orange back in. Just like that. Just not a lot. Just enough to adjust the blend. See that? I got a little more on this side. Just like that. See that? Looks more human. Let me do his ear. Look at the difference. This is how it was before. Let's bring back the skin tone. Just like that. See, so all these colors work together for the greater good, right? See that? What do y'all think so far? Looks pretty good, huh? Appreciate it, Jesse. Sammy, Luigi is taller, so I'm gonna go with Luigi. Now, he's a little bright on this side. We can just go ahead and make minor adjustments, not too much, but just enough to where his skin tone does come back. All right, so now the white is the finishing touch, right? So let's do the white. We know this will probably have a highlight. This will probably have a highlight. His nose will probably have a highlight. About like that. Side of his face will have a highlight. This is his cheekbone. That will have like a highlight. Okay. In case he's smiling, that might have a highlight. His lips. Little highlight on the chin. Just like that. His ears. Minor highlight right there. Then what do we do, guys? Blend again. See that? You're basically just smearing the white you just placed in its appropriate areas. You can drag it down too if you need to. And move it like that. Get the lips, the chin, the neck. Can't forget the ears. So what do y'all think so far? I know his eyes are kind of off. That's because we've been doing a lot of blending. So amazing. Thank you, Bake with Jen. Appreciate it, guys. So now we're going to focus on his eyes because his eyes look kind of funky because we've been blending his skin color. We've neglected his eyes, right? So we're going to keep this eye like that. Now, mind you, I look at the phone a lot because it looks different on the phone. So that eye looks pretty decent. We still got to add the blue, so we'll fix the other parts later. His other eye. Gonna do it like that. Let me just increase this part of the eye so it looks the same. Just minor. Just like that. Okay, looks decent. If I gotta add some brown to cover that little part, I will. Like I said, guys, it's gotta be here for the process. There is a process to all art pieces. And I do have a darker blue that I'm going to use to kind of detail the eye, but I'm just getting the color for now. Those of y'all that are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. That way you can always catch me live whenever I go live. Turn on notifications too. That way you won't miss the next one. That'll help me out. That'll grow my channel, reach new sets of eyeballs. See, so he already looks better. And then let me add some brown just at the top. I mean, I don't need to, but just to be extra. Just to be extra. Just to soften it a little more. Just like that. See, so that looks a little better. Looks a little better. Now, we can add some of the light brown on his hair because his hair also needs some sort of light reflecting on it. Sometimes you can add white, and I mean you can add white. It's just going to be too bright for, in my opinion. This is like in between brown and white, so a nice little shine like this will do, in my opinion. But I mean, if you want to go bright and add white, you can. See, just see that? That looks creamy now. That's what we want. His mustache. His mustache was getting neglected here. Needs its own highlighted areas. And then right here, add some texture so that it's not all by itself. And then we blend that. You're basically just dragging the color and manipulating it where you want it to go. See? See that? We want to add a little more highlight, kind of darken the areas that we already brought some highlight in. That way it can really stick out. Give it some flow. Okay. Maybe add some little highlights here just because hair has a little more flow in it. Just like that. This we're going to keep it a little dark because that's where the nose meets the mustache, and this is going to be a little darker area, so we're going to add some more darkness to that area. All right, and then his neck area can have some kind of darken the highlights here. Oh, this is also his hair. We almost forgot that. Let's color this in. See how tedious it is, even though it's chalk and kids mess with it. It's still, if you know how to use it, it still requires some work. You know what I mean? So this will have some shadow because it's furthest from the light. So we're going to give it the most shadow we can. Just like that. And blend that in. See? But it's also going to have its own little highlight too. So we're going to, just the tips right there. We can blend that in subtly, not too much. Just nice and subtle. See that? So you can still see he has some hair going. And so we're going to clean him up right now. Look at this black ring. We're just going to clean that up. Just like this. Could you leave it the way it was? Sure. But, looks cleaner. Same with this area. See this? See, we left a ring there. So what we're going to do, probably cover it up with the black. See that? Just cover it up a little bit. And then minorly blend. See that? How it's nice and cleaned up now? Remember right here, we're going to darken it, right? Because this is where the nose meets. Just subtle additions make the world of change. See that? I know I'm changing his mustache because I started looking at it and I didn't really like it. So, and because we covered it with shadows, let's add the brown back into it to make it so we don't forget that it is a brown mustache. All the shadows can lose sight of that. You know, they can blend the actual color out of it. So if it gets too bad, just come back with the natural the base color of said object. In this case, he's brown because he has brown hair. Okay. All right, and then we can kind of darken this piece. So right now I'm just cleaning everything up for y'all, so that there's a actual distinction between everything. See that? Just cleaning everything up. What y'all think so far? Oi, so amazing. Thank you, thank you. What's up, Chung? Sit Kim. Oi, lad. What's good, Bourbon? Borayo, what's up, bro? You all right? Tommy Ruff, why are you making Luigi? Is this related to this? Uh, it's if you want it to be. Someone commented Luigi, but I did notice that Luigi was trending, so it's whatever you want. All right. So now, trying to see if I've done everything I can so far. Like I said, I'm just cleaning this up for y'all, so it's more better. Let me get that. See, and the more you blend, like I said, it basically like makes other colors disappear if you keep touching that color. Let's touch up the eyes. Use this darker color. So in this case, shadow's coming through here, right? So this part is going to be a little darker. This part will be the light area. So we're going to add, it's not a darker, that much darker than the previous blue we laid out, but it's a little darker. A lot of times, if you want it a darker color, you actually do got to add black. That's just the way it goes. Just add it subtly, just like that, and we'll blend that in a little more. Just enough to show y'all that that is a darker area. See that? And he does have a pupil, right? So we're gonna add it just like that. See that? Looks pretty decent. He's like looking at y'all. That's what we want. We want y'all to share a moment with good old Luigi. Don't leave him hanging. I'm just blending. Let me add some more. And if we want to add a highlight on the eye, we can always just sprinkle the white in. See that? Looks pretty cool. What do y'all think? Add some more blue here. There we go. I like how it's turning out. What do y'all think? Love the shading. Thank you, Lime Design. Gecko, draw Princess Peach next. That's a good one, actually. Princess Peach. All right, so y'all agree we're done with his face? We can move on to his hat? I think so, because this we don't want to go too dark because this is his mustache. Can we add some more black? Yeah, a little bit more. Little bit more. Just subtle. All right, that's decent. Now his nose is a little on the darker side right here. Let's cover that up with some brown. Remember I said the brown is gonna blend the dark shadows with the skin tone, the skin color. See that? So it basically softened the shading. So now it's not so dark anymore. That's what we wanted. But like I said earlier, guys, the more you shade though, you can cause a color to disappear. And it's looking like his skin tone from his nose is disappearing, and we don't want that. Or else it'll look like his nose belongs to someone else, you know? That's good enough. Maybe adding a little more shine to it, since the shine is kind of going away. And you know, noses for some reason are always shiny. So let's go ahead and play with that for a little bit. What do y'all think? I think it's pretty cool, pretty good. Now in this case, because the light is not present, you can just do a highlight right here, just like that. Kind of makes everything go together. See that? It just makes everything look better, in my opinion. This, you can do it too. Just like that. So that the nose still has some sort of separation going. Even right here. Actually, we can do the whole thing. Just like that. So we're going to keep the shadow inside the nose, right? But we're also giving it its own, just the same effect as this, the ear. See that? Same effect. The chin, we can also do that same effect. The lip, same effect. All right. So now we'll move on to his hat because I think his face looks pretty good. What do y'all think? You agree? All right. So we already laid the black, right? Let's come back with the green and soften what we've already previously laid out. We're just softening it at this point. Softening it means you're just kind of drawing over the shadows again. Just to be able to blend it softer. See that? The more color you add, the softer, the darker color will get. See that? See how it's a nicer blend? It softens everything. Add some more based on the softness of what you want. See that? Isn't that cool? And you just keep working at it until it becomes the way you want it to become. And I'm still going to add some highlights to the hat, so this is not the final step. Isn't that cool? Does that look like Luigi? L's in the chat if it looks like Luigi. I know other people get the wrong idea. The L's on the chat. All right, so what else are we doing? So we're just gonna keep that black line there. It kind of gives it like its own shadow. Only because also my black is basically gray. Let me see how it looks. Kind of darken this area a little bit, just a tad bit. Just like that. So you're basically just piggybacking off the designs that you want to keep. See that? I'm not going too dark, just enough to do what I got to do. That's pretty good. Now we're going to add some white. Looks amazing. Thank you, man. I'm going to add white to the top of the hat. This, from the looks of it, will be the final step. Just getting the shine right. See that? And then what do? We blend it in. Same process, guys. Same process. Okay, and then we can add some green if we want, just to soften everything up. If we want. We don't have to. But what I will do is add some shine on this L. See, just like that. Let me add some green back because, like I said, the shadow takes a lot of the color away. I want to make sure this stays green. not gray. You know what I mean? See that? We're doing that same thing that we've been doing all over the place. I think that's it, guys. What do y'all think? Is that it? Is that the end of Luigi? Does that look like Luigi to y'all? It's a pretty big piece too. Bigger than what I initially anticipated. I would have used a darker green if I had it, but I didn't. Let me darken this a little bit more. What y'all think? Is that Luigi? Anyways, guys, I think that is it, man. To be honest, there's nothing else I think I need to add. Trying to think. Does that look good? I'll let y'all admire it for a little bit. But yeah, just takes practice. Practice and challenging yourself to do bigger, better things. Uh, you have to challenge yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, you're not going to get good. You have to always challenge yourself at all times. Anyways, guys, much love. That is Luigi. Hopefully, he starts trending for being awesome instead of what's going on. But let me give you a better look. Anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all be safe. Thank you for joining the live, and don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure you hit the uh, notifications, turn them on. That way, you won't miss when I go live next. All right. Anyways, guys, love y'all. Be safe. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.